0.65 should move Shelley Stack up in the standings. She trained with Bella Caroli before making the U.S. Olympic team last year, as did our leader, Brandy Johnson. Another student of Bella Caroli was the all-around champion here a year ago, Phoebe Mills, who went on the Olympic Games. But Phoebe's not back to defend. For more on that, Greg Lewis traveled to her home in suburban Chicago.
The young woman who has just clinched the U.S. Gymnastics Championship.
That was last year for Phoebe Mills. This year, she's not defending her U.S. championship. And her Olympic medal, well, that's part of a glorious past, too. Phoebe Mills has decided to leave the Bronze Age and join teenage. She's no longer driven to win, but learning to drive. Phoebe Mills is steering her life in new directions. Last summer, she was Bella Caroli's star pupil in Houston. This summer, she's Mr. Lalo's star pupil in an intensive biology class at New Trier High School in the Chicago suburb of Winnetka. When she was only 10 years old, Phoebe Mills chose to leave her family to pursue her gymnastics dream. Now she's 16, and she wants something else. What was it about this place and home that kind of grabbed your heart and said, it's time to come back here?
I guess mainly because it was home, and I'd been away from home for so long.
These are words that bring tears to Phoebe Mills' eyes, though they are bravely held back, and a quiver to her lips.
I had missed my family. I'd been away from home for almost 6 years, and that was starting to pay its toll, I think.
We're outside, you guys are.
The saying goes, home is where the heart is. Until 3 weeks ago, Phoebe's heart was in gymnastics. But since Seoul, things have changed.
I had an Epstein-Barr virus, which is similar to mono, and that just basically makes you feel very tired and very weak. And when I was trying to work out with that, it made everything much, much more difficult.
I think she lost her motivation. She's the kind of person who, when she does something, wants to do it 100%. And if she can't do it 100%, she doesn't want to do it.
That's part of the...
Now, goal-oriented Phoebe Mills wants to score perfect tens in school.
I did school through correspondence, but it was pretty limited since all my attention was focused on my gymnastics and everything circled around gymnastics. When I had been doing gymnastics, my main goal was to make it to the Olympics. That was the ultimate goal. And I had reached that. I had made it to the Olympics, and on top of that, I'd even gotten a medal. And so it wasn't like I hadn't achieved the goal that I had set out for myself, which I had. And I just really felt that I wanted to get on with other things.
So, the reigning U.S. champion isn't at the U.S. Championships. Not as an athlete, not even as a spectator. Only in memory and spirit. Think you could have won?
Yeah, I think I could have won if I had been healthy. But right now, you know, that doesn't matter. That's not what I want to do. So.
Phoebe Mills won't easily forget the exciting chapters of her gymnastics life, no matter how hard she buries herself in textbooks. Constant reminders surround her, for sport is life in the Mills family. 3 of Phoebe's siblings aspire to compete in the 1992 Winter Olympics. Their kitchen wall urges them on with sports philosophies and inspiration. Phoebe's own words of wisdom?
I would tell any girl that has a dream like this to just do whatever it takes to make it, because in the end, it's definitely all worth it. Work as hard as you can, put all those hours necessary, put the extra hours necessary, because in the end, it's definitely worth it. When you look back, you'll know that you have accomplished something in your life.
Now, with new direction in her life, that means admitting something she'd never said before this interview.
The way everything is going now, I don't think I'll be back. I think, you know, I'm pretty much done with it.
After 6 years on the yellow brick road to her own Oz in Seoul, Korea, Phoebe Mills is home at last.
For Phoebe Mills, a terrific career ends at a very early age. And it's on to the next venture for Phoebe. Now a young lady who surprised everyone with her excellent showing in the compulsories. Here's Sandy Woolsey on the uneven bars.
She has been steady all year in all of the qualifying meets up to this point. She's very, very aggressive. Nice giant swings. Reverse hecht, good height. Little bobble on that handstand.
Having a good year. Sandy was first in the all-around earlier this year at the American Classic.
Nice dismount. Did giant full twist over the top, right to a tuck double back. That will help give her back some of her bonus points. Again, remember when I said that all routines are scored from a 9-6 unless you achieve the bonus points. Full pirouette over the top, right to a tuck double back dismount. And a good solid landing. She didn't move her feet at all.
And the judges liked it. A score of 9.675 for Sandy Woolsey. The scoring numbers after the first rotation show Brandy Johnson firmly in the lead. Completing the top four are Christy Henrich and Juliet Bangooter. Another former Olympian, Rhonda Fain, is here in Bloomington, Minnesota. She talked with Bart Connor about the heartbreak she and our other women's team members experienced at the Seoul Olympics.
We all felt for you. You got caught in an awkward situation, one that you perhaps couldn't help. What are your feelings on the whole mess in Seoul?
Well, usually I try and forget it, but it was a shame what happened in Seoul, and it's something that couldn't be helped. I feel it was mostly political, and just try and forget it and just look at how good the U.S. team really did do, and they did deserve the bronze.
Fain handling a very difficult situation of last September very well. Meanwhile, the current front runner on the right, Brandy Johnson, loosening up. She's ready to try the vault. We're back at the U.S. Gymnastics Championships in Bloomington, Minnesota. This is Don Crickey with Kathy Johnson and Bart Connor. Now the explosive athleticism of superstar Brandy Johnson about to be demonstrated on the vault.
As well as Brandy is performing in the all-around, it's hard to pick a single event, but this is her event. She's outstanding here.
She has great speed and power. At the start, intense and focused. Ready to explode off the springboard.
So Yurchenko, full twist, a little hop on the landing. She can correct that on the next one.
It looked like she almost didn't get her hands up on top of the horse. She was really short in terms of reaching back to the horse.
Coach Kevin Brown giving her some counsel. That's another hallmark of the great ones in this sport. When they get the second chance, they're able to correct a mistake.
Now, as Bart said, she's a little short on the front side of the horse, and that's the reason she had a little trouble getting the rotation and had to hop forward.
Now an overhead view of Brandy Johnson's first vault.
We'll also see the other fault here. She's a little short in distance. She's landing too close to the horse. She's really capable of much better on that vault. This is the event where I really think Brandy could think about medaling in the World Championships and then maybe in the Olympic Games in '92.
Kevin Brown, her coach, is very open about it. He says she could be the best vaulter in the world. Score on the first vault, 9.55. So we'll see now if she can improve on that.
What she really has to concentrate on here is trying to get up on top of the horse so she can really blast it, get up in the air, and then float the landing.
It all culminates in a fraction of a second from the time they hit the springboard, through the trick, and into the landing.
Much better. Still a slight hop on the landing, but she got more distance, more height.
Like
It's just
the
a much
coaches
better
say,
ball.
the great ones can make the corrections when they get the second crack at it.
She kind of drilled her hands into the horse, but she did get her hands much more up on top of the horse, as you mentioned, Kathy. And, of course, that allows her to block and just sail the landing.
What's really nice about her twist is she opens up, arms out to the side, gives it a little style.
The leader, Brandy Johnson, improves her second vault and gets a 9.75 score from the judges.
Right now, Brandy is the most familiar name in gymnastics. I wonder if her father knew that when he named her for another popular brand.
She hears them say, Brandy, you're a fine girl. What a good wife you would be. Such a fine. But my life, my love, and my lady is the sea.
Brandy, the hit from the early 70s by the group Looking Glass, the inspiration for her name. But it's not a song, rather her perfect mix of grace and strength that has propelled Brandy Johnson to the top of the gymnastics world. At last year's Olympics in Seoul, her performance earned her an impressive 10th place finish in the all-around. Since returning home from Seoul, Brandy's life has taken on a few changes. She took time out to lend her name to Say No to Drugs campaign. But it hasn't all been fun and games. She decided to leave her coach, gymnastics guru Bella Caroli, and move back to her family home in Florida to train with coach Kevin Brown. She has also launched into prominence on the international gymnastics scene, capturing the all-around title in this year's American Cup. And repeating that feat in a challenge meet against her powerful Soviet counterparts. She also traveled to Cottbus, East Germany, and captured an unheard of 5 gold medals, winning every event at the International Tournament of Champions. Bart talked with her earlier.
Since Seoul, my confidence has been better, so I wasn't nervous for the competition, and I'd been training really hard, so I just did my best.
It's Brandy's training switch, moving back home to train with her former coach, Kevin Brown. He seems to be her new strength.
He's really positive, and he knows how to motivate you. And we have a good time when we work out, and that's most important, and we're happy.
Brandy's assets really start just within her inner drive. Her focus and her concentration on every event is just phenomenal. Right from the gym to the workout, right to the competition, she's striving all the time for perfection.
With all the power and grace of a world-class gymnast, we all hope this fine girl is a force to be reckoned with in Barcelona in 1992.